Last video was an accident and I was sick as a dog, but I still delivered like what? And this is the tea of everything. Let's get into it. Where we left off, bad communication. The bills. So I paid rent on time for March, April, and May came. We both had plans. So I'm just like letting her know like, oh my God, I'm saving so much. Like I'm trying to save stuff for my birthday and I'm trying to pay the rent. I might be late on the rent. Like my birthday is this month. She like, friend, I understand. My birthday this month too. I'm in the same boat. So I'm like, cool. We see each other. I think she had her portion though. I'm not, whatever. She just said it's okay. She understand. Time goes on. That was one time. And then another month to go by. After my birthday, 2 more months after that, I think I was behind the rent again for whatever reason. But it wasn't like crazy behind, but it was like just behind. And I'm like, okay. So I paid. As time is going on, I'm noticing more and more. We're not talking like at all. It used to be a little hey in passing. It used to be a little conversation at work. But somehow, some way, she is avoiding me to the point where I'm not even seeing her at work anymore. If I do, she's like leaving, walking out where I can't even say nothing. Even if I do see her, like it's just the look and that's it. And I'm just like, okay, like what's going on? So the whole situation was crazy because we lived and worked together. We were not speaking. Like I kid y'all not, nothing, no words. Anything she needed to ask me, she texted to me. I was talking to her mom more than I talked to her. That says a lot. Like that's how crazy it was because her mom lives in the front. Let's go back to work. So Jamaica. That's what we're going to call him, Jamaica. Jamaica was about 5'1", 5'2", adorable. Jamaica was adorable. Jamaica still is adorable. He's an Aquarius. He had this bubbly personality. He was in that warehouse with everybody. He was in when I tell you, he didn't care who you was. If you look like his type or what he liked, he was trying to shoot his shot or he was going to press up on you. He was going to put his game on you. Like no matter who you was, he got the confidence of a 6'7" man. Like, and don't care, and it's unapologetic, and like I mess with him because of that. He really didn't care, and I really do mess with him for that. So Jamaica, you watching this? You see this? Hey boo. I never met Jamaica. For a long time, he worked in a different department than me, so I was a hazmat for a long time because I was messing up on machines, so I had to go to hazmat. Jamaica popped up at hazmat. I was just like, oh, like who's this little chocolate little boy? Like I see him, we never speak. We just see each other in passing, that's it. So as time going on, I literally remember the first day we met. He was like dancing or saying he was dancing or just mumbling something or singing. He was either singing or dancing. He was doing something funny. And I was like, you are funny as hell. And he was like, what you talk about? And I was just like, oh, you one of them. Like, you just like acting the fool and acting like you didn't do nothing. That was our first interaction. And then from there, we started speaking. As time is going on, I wonder, do he get down? Like, do he play with the girls? I had a nice chapter of my life where I was like, he gay. He might be gay. If a nigga breathed my way, he might have been gay to me. If he joked too much with me, he might have been gay to me. And I had to work on that. I had to change that. So when I moved to Charlotte, that was one thing I did not do. Whenever I met boys, I'm like, you know what? Let me treat you like a bro until you show me otherwise with hardcore evidence, not something I made up in my head or me thinking normal interactions is you and yeah. I side eye him and I'm just like, you know what? No, like Kyrie, no, you not about to do that. This, not that. Just be cool with the boy. Like, damn, relax, sit your hot tail self down. I go back to my roommate. I'm updating my roommate with this. I'm telling her all the tea, like, because I don't trust nobody in Amazon. Like, if you work in Amazon or warehouse, I don't trust not a soul. Then she comes to me, she's like, Kyrie, he tried to talk to me. Like, he been trying to press me bad. Like, he been telling me he liked me, he owned me bad. And I was like, well, no shade. Like, I'm like, no shade, friend. He not your type at all. She like, I know. Like, he too little. He too young. I'm like, nah, girl, he don't got a chance for real. And she's agreeing with me. She like, I don't like, he is adorable. Like, she actually told me at one point she was tired of it. Like, she was like, I'm tired of him. Like, keep trying to talk to me. She's like, I have to run from him, friend, because he always trying to find me. He blocking me in the aisleways. He stopping me on my machine. Like, I'm tired of him. Like, the more he press up on you, I was like, just look for me. I'll always come interfere. And so I told y'all he's talking to everybody. When I mean everybody, I mean everybody, even the higher ups. I can't say no names, but he's talking to a higher up. I'm chatting with this higher up one day. I see her texting and I see him pop up. I said, I know that ain't. And she looked at me. She said, why, what's tea? Like, I can't say, but I'm like, he be in everybody's face. He keep trying to talk to my ex room. Now there's speculations around because I done asked some of the girls, like all the girls that be around and he trying to talk to and stuff. I done asked them like, hey, do y'all think he one of the girls? Do y'all think he gay bi? Like, and they just like, we thought so, but we didn't know. We thought you would know. That's Instagram. I had DM'd him on Instagram. Before I asked him, roommate came to me and was like, Kyrie, Why was me and Jamaica having a conversation and he asked me, do I look gay? And he did this walk like he switched, trying to imitate a gay man, switch. And she was like, he asked her, do he look gay? And he walked back and forth. And she was like, I don't know. Why would you ask me that? He just was like, I want to know. I just want to know what the women think. That was a whole thing that happened. So when she came to me and told me that, I said, oh, girl, it's time. It's showtime. So I find his Instagram. I slide in the DM. I had asked him previously. I said, well, I haven't seen you like in 3 years. So he was like, I'll be back Sunday. I said, where have you been? He left me on deliver, like didn't text me back. So then I text him again some following days, like 4 days later. I said, leaving me on deliver and watching my story is insane. He said, don't take it too hard. I said, I want to ask you something, but you're going to start acting weird. He said, no, what's your question? I left it at that. I dead ended it. It's part of my games. Like, it's a little part of my mind games I'll be playing. That's May 5th. Time goes on, and I walk into my job days for my birthday, and I bring this to my roommate. She's like, he done asked me about you, and like, he said he can't tell you happy birthday, and he mad at you because you ain't text him back. And I'm on the machine gagged because I'm gagged because what she's telling me, but I'm also gagged because we're in the same department this day, and he's the water spider, and he's responsible for putting the cages on the back of the machines. So I have to go to him. I have to face him face to face. I'm trying to give him bother, and I gotta go to this man face to face, and he really want to know what sees. I don't remember the whole conversation in detail, and I may say things out of order. I pulled up on my machine. I'm like, hi. Oh, I'm like, hi, Jamaica. He's like, what's up, Corey? I'm like, I heard you mad at me. Like, what did I do? He's like, you didn't text me back. You know you didn't text me back. He's like, why are you playing? I don't want it to be that. I'm like, we really cool. I really enjoy like talking to you or whatever. He's like, no. He's like, I want you to text me back. Text me back. I'm like, okay. As I'm driving off, he like, I'm for real. Text me back. I literally drive around to a circle and get in one of the aisles, and I'm watching him, and I text him back, and I'm watching him respond to me. I said, don't be like that. You're not going to be acting weird for real, because if you do, I'm going to call you out on it. He says, yeah, I'm not, I promise. I said, well, I really have 2 questions. I won't ask the second one based off the first answer. Vanish mode. So I go to vanish mode, and my first question was, I said, what is your sexual, I think I said something like, what is your sexual orientation, or what, I just asked him like straight up, like, what's his sexual preference or whatever. And he's like, oh, I'm straight. And I'm like, okay, then I don't need to ask the second question. That's good to know. I said, thank you for not being weird. Then he started pressing me, asking for the second question. And I'm like, no, there is no reason for me to ask you this if you straight. You just told me you're a straight man. There's no reason to ask this next question. He's like, just ask it. I want to know. So my next question was, do you be freeballing at work, or is it just that big? Like, what's going on? Like, he texted me back and was like, I don't be freeballing. He said, that's just the way it be. I said, oh. Do y'all feel where I'm coming from? Like, I have all the reason to believe you might get down with the girl. So I'm like, okay, whatever. I told my roommate I did this and everything. So I also, I'm leaving out a part. When we was in that vanish mode, I told him like, hey, I said, please don't be messy about this, because I'm going to know if you went around to tell somebody, because I had plugs with all of the main characters in the building for refer. Like, okay. I'm like, please don't tell nobody. Please don't be messy. Please don't try to scream. I'm like, please don't be messy about this. Like, let's just be adults. He say, okay. Right after this nigga say, okay, he screenshots the messages. Mind you, in vanish mode, tell you when they screenshot. Time goes on, and after my roommate convinced me to ask him these questions and stuff, so during this whole period, my roommate is just like, I would never date him. Like, I don't know why. Like, he need to be with you. Like, he need to be with somebody that want him. I don't want nothing to do with him. He young. I just can't do it. A month or 2 goes by. Me and my roommate still not talking. I'm walking into Amazon. I'm on my phone. And halfway to the back, I click on his story. And there's a picture of my roommate in Jamaica hugged up. And it says, my heart. Girl. I said, I know you fucking lying. You sat up here and played in my face. You gonna have me text this man, and you had me doing all of this, talk about you would never date him. I have an inkling that you like him and that's your type. That's you. That's all you. I don't want nothing to do with that. And even if they start liking me, I'm gonna say I'm okay, because I already picture you with my homegirl, and I know how bad my homegirl wants you. I'm that type of girl. I'm that type of homegirl. Immediately I get furious. I get angry. I'm on fire now. I'm like, oh yeah, it's up. It's up, because you got me. I'm not nobody gay pawn. You got me fucked up. Hazmat look like a library. It's just shelves with boxes full of stuff that you can pick out, products, everything that Amazon sells. So I'm walking through. I'm looking through the aisles. Everybody's speaking, because I'm that girl. Everybody's speaking to me. I get to this aisle. Why is my roommate in Jamaica hugged up in the aisle? So I walk past my car. I stop. I said, kid you not, that's exactly what I did. Put up with the car. I said, yes, look at y'all. And I pull off. She ain't say nothing. Guess who speaks though? Jamaica. As I'm walking away, he said, what's up, Corey? I said, hey, Jamaica. So I go grab my car, working. As I'm calling all my homegirls. I'm hopping in the group chats like, when I catch her, it's up. I work my hours. Now my adrenaline done built up to the point where I flew. My rate was so good for the next 3 hours. I'm scanning like a motherfucker. I'm scanning, just yapping on my phone. Scanning, yapping on my phone. Up, it's time for break. I walk to the back for break. I run into my roommate. She's like, friend, oh my God. Friend, you was not supposed to find out this. I said, y'all is so cute. I said, I want to be like y'all. I want to be like y'all when I grow up. Y'all are so cute. And she's like, oh my God, no, friend. I didn't want you to find, I didn't want nobody to know. She was like, I'm going to tell you, we going to talk about it. We going to talk. I said, okay. To break. Before I get to the break room, I get stopped by higher up. Higher up is like, you see the tea? I'm like, you see the tea? Oh, right there on the spot. We get the spilling. It's overly loaded. She's like, yeah. He just texted me talking about somehow he want to help out with the kids and he want to come over and he want to have another baby with me and I'm not too old. I'm like, Nigga plays soccer. He gets a deal to get flown out the country to play soccer for an international team. Like a big deal. Like I'm dead serious. He puts in his 2 weeks. Jamaica going to a different country. So now I'm like, wow, you about to go to another country. How does I end up running to Jamaica and I asked him I'm like, Jamaica, you're about to go play soccer in another country. How is this gonna work? He's like, we gonna be long distance and I'm gonna invite her out to see me. So now all that done happened. Now mom done moved out. So I remember one night I had set up a play. To get 8 light groceries. Her mom had told me I'm leaving for the night. I'm staying at my cousin's place. So I'm like, perfect. So I set my play up and I still end up texting her and I text my roommate. I'm like, I'm having company over just so y'all know. And I text my roommate and was like, just in case you hear anything, I want you to know, turn your music up, So the play is on the way. The play pull up. He comes to the house, knock on the door. I go to open the door for him. When I come out to the front room, the mama is on the couch. Fake sleep. I said, I know you fucking lying. You was just out. You told me earlier you wasn't even coming home before you even knew about anything I was doing. Now you out of nowhere you at home. Girl, please. Later down the line, I found out that was some weird, it was given, she was pressed to see who and what was going on. Back to the story, back to the main thing. So, Beyonce's concert, Cowboy Carter, I went to the Atlanta show. I was blessed to be able to find some nice tickets, got on the Greyhound, went straight to Atlanta. I have I have the greatest experience of my life. I come home to an eviction letter typed up through ChatGPT. The eviction letter basically says, hi, this is a letter to inform you that you have 30 days to, she either gave me 30 or 60 days. I'm going to say she said 30. But 30 days to vacate this premises. This roommate situation will no longer work due to the following things. It was just some bullet points of things. It was one thing, it was something about some moldy dishes, which there were 2 incidents where I left food in the dish. I left food in the dish 2 times. And it got moldy. Not a lot of mold, but it had mold in them. Then she said the late on the rent. And then she put, one of the bullet points said, discussing my business with other people. Yeah. She listed her reasons or whatever. So when I get the letter, I'm like, oh, no. Nope. We need to have a talk right now. I'm still moving. I don't mind moving, but you going to have a grown-up talk with me. Period, point blank. I remember the roommate meetings that I was trying to have. We only had 1 or 2. No, we only had 1. The roommate meetings that I kept trying to have, I forced one. This is the forced roommate meeting. So I'm like, hey, come to the couch. I'm on the couch. She come out. I get to say, I get to breaking down my whole perspective of everything. And she's just like, oh no, it's not that. I knew this would lead to confusion. She was just like, I just hate confrontation. She was like, basically my mom was being weird. She was trying to play like she was your friend, but in reality, behind closed doors, she was texting me, talking about you, saying you're not gonna be a good roommate, saying you're irresponsible, saying you dirty, you don't clean up after yourself. She showed me the messages of her mama. So if you see this, you're weird. Hey, you're weird, queen. You weird. You weird for that, because I was real as fuck. I was real too. So she told me these messages where basically her mama is like, Yeah, he dirty, he don't clean up, he irresponsible, he gonna get y'all kicked out. Whoop whoop whoop. Also brought up that I was loud. She was like, she heard me in the room having sex. And I'm just like, girl, we is all grown. Why'd you? Yeah, whatever. So I'm just connecting the dots. And then also one of the bigger issues, her mama had 6 guns in the house. Forking that, let's sidetrack real quick. Y'all, why the first this? I feel like her mama set this up. I don't care what nobody say. You're not gonna tell me her mama didn't set this up. My first week of staying, remember I told y'all I went to Detroit? I came back, got settled in. My first week of settling in, why did some random boy come knock on the door? Some random man came and knocked on the door and was like, Kyrie, it's stop it. Cut it out. Basically, some random boy knocks on the door and is like, hey, he trying to say my name. Like, he's like, is Kyrie in there? Come outside right now. You talking all that shit. Come on right now. I'm like, what? Mind y'all, I'm in my room. I jump up. We all jump up. Like, he banging on the door hard. I'm like, who is this at the door? They're like, I don't know. So they asking me to use my deep voice to find out who it is. I'm like, wrong house. He like, no, I'm at the right house. I'm like, who you looking for? I'm like, no, you're not. Who you looking for? Who you looking for? Her mama went and grabbed the gun. She got her gun out. I'm like, what is going on? So when he said my name, I looked at my roommate. I said, I just moved here. I said, I never had no beef with nobody in Charlotte. I don't know not a soul on this countryside. How could somebody be coming to my door, knocking on my door saying, Kyrie, how? That was one of the craziest things that happened. She texts my roommate, she texts her daughter like, yeah, I had 6 guns in the house and some of them came up missing. Pause, you had 6 guns in the house. Why do you have 6 guns in my house? We could have got raided. I don't know where them guns came from. Why do you have 6 guns in my house? Roommate didn't even know about it. Her own daughter didn't even know about it. So yeah, that's crazy. She ain't tell you. And I was like, I don't have no need for no gun, especially no dirty gun or no unregistered gun. I'm gonna send her paragraphs. And I'm just like, wow. So we end up connecting all the dots. And it was just a big miscommunication. Actually, she ended up buying me Zaxby's that day. She some following days, we ended up having an inspection. They put notes on there, we gotta have an inspection. So I ain't even gonna lie, this day I was being lazy. Like, you gotta clean up. When you live in low income houses, they have these things called inspections. And the inspections ain't no joke. Like, all them rules that they got, you gotta be followed. Like, they had weird stuff like your blinds got to be lifted up. It can't be nothing on the window ledges. Your couches can't be against the wall. They have to be pushed up and out like they have to. A whole bunch of miscellaneous rules and stuff that you just wouldn't deal with in a regular apartment. But, this is low-income housing. So, yeah. So, I cleaned up because I didn't think they was going to come because they had a time on our note that they didn't come on. So, I was just like, oh, whatever, they're not going to come. I was like, let me clean up just in case. My intuition just pushed me to clean up. Why? Like 5 to 10 minutes after I cleaned up, they came and knocked on the door. Inspection. I'm like, okay, cool. He go in my bathroom, and in my bathroom, I had the guts from the blunt inside my trash can because I had just rolled up, but I didn't smoke in there. I just guts. Like, I shouldn't be getting in trouble for having guts in my trash can. The apartment don't smell like weed, so you can't say that I've been smoking in there. I was like, they're not gonna penalize us for that. He's like, no, you good, long as it don't smell like weed, as long as there's no ashtray and stuff around, like, you good. I'm like, okay, cool. Days go on. Roommate called me. She like, friend, we just got evicted. I'm like, what? We had just paid rent. So I'm like, how they just take our rent and we getting evicted 2 days after? Failed our inspection for smoking. She said for illegal substances. I said, I take responsibility. I take accountability for that. Like, it was my fault. We got evicted, and I just was like, okay. Mind y'all, I had no savings. My credit was smacked. My income had not been consistent enough to just go apply for an apartment. I didn't have no car. Yeah. So we're on the phone. She's like, oh my God, like, this is so irritating. Like, where I'm gonna go, what I'm about to do. I said, where you about to go? Girl, you're from Kannapolis. You're from this town. You're like, I'm not saying like she just grew up, generations lived there. From Detroit, I'm out here by myself. I have to figure out what I'm about to do with this, all this stuff, where I'm gonna pack it, where I'm gonna put it, and where I'm gonna go. Because my mom's house it's an option, but it's not an option. I'm kind of in a more strapped situation. I'm kind of in a more strapped situation. And to make things even worse, I found out she had got in a car accident. They had to total her car because her frame messed up. Like, she ended up getting an insurance check. I didn't know nothing about this. She had an insurance check. And her grandpa passed. And she ends up inheriting her grandpa's truck. You're going to sit up here. I understand we lose an apartment. Okay, that's fair. But for you to sit up here and try to just make it seem like your world is really ending, like the way mine is ending, it's crazy work. And yeah, I end up having to buy a storage. I found a storage that's up the street from the house, up the street from the apartments. I still got it. Threw all my stuff in storage, and I was just working as many hours as I could to get enough money for the storage and the flight. And to rent a U-Haul. I still owe that U-Haul today because I didn't pay them the money. Bought the storage, went to buy a flight, got on my flight to Detroit, and came back to Detroit. And that was my ending with Charlotte. Okay, that's it. That's all. Thank you for watching, and see you on the next video because there is more. The new chapter is beautiful, and I can't wait to update y'all.